We were asked to share a brief experience, what happened to us, and more importantly to my wife Shelley. A year and a half ago we were on a family vacation, beautiful tropical island. We rented small scooters or mopeds, if you will. So we were riding in a caravan on a small two-lane country type road. Shelley's scooter started having some problems. It was sputtering a little bit, particularly when we were climbing, and she frequently had to merge over into the emergency pull-out lane when car traffic would pile up behind us. And so we'd started to become accustomed to that. We'd made arrangements to try and have the people that we had rented those scooters bring us a replacement for her. But and I had again asked her to be in the front, and she just said, no, I really want to make sure that I can see my family. And tragically, shortly after that time, I looked in the rearview mirror and I didn't see either Alex or Shelley. And so I stopped and I pulled over and waited for about a minute or two for them to catch up with us, and then turned around and started to backtrack. When Jordy and I arrived on the scene, Alex, our oldest, was rendering first aid to Shelley. He had taken his shirt off, and she was in a very bad place from a trauma and injury-related perspective. So we immediately called for help. We think that she was hit from behind and carried through the scooter, which caused a kind of this handlebar impact pattern. By the time she arrived in the hospital, she had been coming in and out of consciousness. I could tell the way that her legs were swelling, that she was bleeding profusely into the femur fractures. It was touch and go. She was very near death. She had lost her entire blood volume into the femur fractures and into the pelvic region and into the abdomen. And she was immediately started on blood products and received dozens and dozens of transfusions throughout that afternoon into the night and even early in the morning. The blood products were absolutely essential to her living. Modern medicine has blessed physicians with the ability to use what we call volume expanders, but there are limits to the percentages of how much that type of volume resuscitation will be effective. And at certain points, we have to have those precious blood cells that are capable of carrying and binding to the oxygen. And Shelley certainly was benefited from the same. Shelley remained in a comatose state. After almost a month, we had decided that it might be better for all parties involved to transport her back to our home state. About 3 weeks after arriving in our home state, I actually was telling a family member how I don't have as good of control of the dogs as she has, and they know that she's not there, so they take advantage of things. And everyone started laughing, and Shelley raised her eyebrow, and we all just broke into tears, because that was the first meaningful sign of communication or her being able to emerge from what was considered to be a non-recoverable brain-injured state. Over the months and now years that followed, we are so blessed to have Shelley back. And in fact, we were told that because of all of the severe pelvic injuries and so forth, that had put an end to her childbearing capabilities. And as you can see with little Kellen here, that also, we had a second little miracle that we still can't quite figure out, but we're very pleased. So I just want to say thank you to those of you who do take the time to donate blood.
I have no idea who and how many people donated their blood to save my life. And I want to say thank you. It does not take a lot of time to donate blood. And you know, never in a million years did I think that this would ever happen to me.
I think that people would love to be a hero if someone thought that they were saving a life, if someone saw something by the side of the road, and they would stop and they would do everything within their power and spend hours helping them, waiting for ambulances, waiting for the EMS response, maybe getting blood on their clothes, maybe at the peril of missing their entire day's schedule. And yet, by taking a half hour out of your time and going down to the blood bank and donating blood, you've done exactly that. Same thing.